You can't want more for someone than they want for themselves. Usually it's self-sacrifice disguised as love. You think that you're loving on the person, but it's hurting your relationship with them, and it's hurting you even more.
It is draining. Crying is very draining. Like, you feel like you need a nap afterwards.
Yeah, no. Welcome to the Limitless Tribe, where two badass women build businesses, chase dreams, and keep it way too real. I'm Kat.
And I'm Mel. We're the founders of Powerhouse Admins and the Limitless Tribe. And we're inviting you into the messy middle, the mindset shifts, and the CEO glow-ups we never see coming.
Now let's get into it. Have you ever found yourself more stressed about someone else's situation than they are? Today we're going to be talking about protecting your energy at home, at work, and in relationships. Learning the difference between caring for someone and caring their life choices.
Yeah, many helpers, like me, become emotionally exhausted because they care so deeply. And I feel like this has happened a lot in my life. And the goal isn't caring less, it's carrying less, so that you're not, carrying everyone's burdens and all their problems and all their stuff with you. And, you're falling apart while they're perfectly fine.
Yeah, they've moved on and you're still like on the last chapter.
So why this happens, right? Many of us are taught that love means helping. Yes. I was taught that if I love someone, I have to basically be their servant. And helping became fixing, and fixing became feeling responsible for everyone.
When caring turns into like responsibility for someone else's life, burnout is like guaranteed, because then these lives like add up and it's multiple people. I don't know if for me, it's as much of the servitude as you. It's definitely the helping, but I think for me, I'm empathetic, like very empathetic, and I feel like the solution is right there.
Yeah, Cathy wants to beat you if you don't fight. Like, she's like, I don't understand why they're not getting it. And then I feel like you internalize that a lot.
I feel like not as much anymore. Like,
but before.
Before, especially even before I met you, it was bad. Even people I don't know, like I heard some bad story and I'm like 3 days later still thinking about the bad story. But I wanted to, I think it's not that I wanted them to live their life like me, but if you said you wanted something or didn't, then it was like frustrating for you to do the opposite.
Yeah, it's more like you're trying to lead the person to the right decision because they asked you, or they asked your opinion, and they're still not doing the thing, and you're still like in the same cycle, and you're like, don't ask me my opinion. Why are you putting me in this situation?
And maybe it's related. I don't know. Astrology is like for fun, but also there's some truth. So Sagittarius, we like say things. So I feel like I can't not say it. Like it's like coming out. Now it's more controlled. I feel like I keep my mouth shut more, even though it doesn't seem like it. I really do a lot more than I used to. And I've started to ask, like, do you want my opinion? If they insist, and I just keep it to myself, because what's the point if they don't want your opinion? Why am I going to frustrate myself? But we've all had that friend, right? Same problems, same conversations over and over again. You give them advice, they seem to want to take it, and then they're back in the same story again, right? So it's toxic relationships, repeated poor choices, wanting more for someone than they want for themselves. And sometimes let's say toxic relationships, the person tells you all these horrible things about their person.
And now you hate their person.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm like...
with valid reasons. Yes. Because these are valid, horrible things. And then you've decided
I've cut them off in my head.
Yeah. And so have they. For 5 minutes. And then they're over and they're back in it. And it's really hard to like support a friend going through something like that toxic for them. Like certain decisions you can disregard but sometimes when it's that toxic, I don't know. When I was younger, since I couldn't really separate it, I had to like cut some of those ties. They didn't want my help and I couldn't continue to see that happen.
Yep. And then it's like weird when you go around them, like now they want to do something with you and hang out. And how are you going to be around this person that you are like, you're such a toxic with all the things that you've done to her, like, or him or whatever, and you're now around the situation. It's just weird.
Yeah. I used to say that it was like seeing a train coming for your friend and then like you don't say anything. I just couldn't, but most regular life stuff I can disconnect now.
Yeah, people don't change because we want them to. They change because they want to, and that's the difference, right? You could want something for someone, but it's not going to sink in. All the talking, all the consejos that we say, right? All the advice. Thank you. Can't think of the word in English. All the advice that we give, it doesn't mean anything if they don't want it, if they're not ready to change. So most of our frustrations come from expectations, right? We expect people to grow and make better choices and be accountable and change because they're asking us or they're telling us about these issues that they're having or they're asking our opinion and we're giving it and we're like, oh, okay, so they're ready to make the change and they're ready to grow and they're ready to make a better choice. And
And then we get frustrated when the reality doesn't match our expectations. And I heard recently something that really like changed my perspective. It said something, I'm going to butcher the saying, but it said something like potential isn't real. It's just what we would do in their situation. That doesn't really mean it's their potential.
Yeah.
They may never have that potential at all. You're just judging their situation based on what you would do. And that's not reality. So support versus rescuing the person, right? It doesn't mean, like you said before, it doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't be there for your friends or for family. I'm here if you need me. I believe in you. Be there to support them, especially if they're ready to make that change. Be there to help them through it. You know, anything that you can.
But you don't need to rescue, because rescue is saying like you'll fix it for them. You'll carry it for them. And that's going to create resentment, because in the end, when they don't change, when they don't make better choices, when they don't hold themselves accountable, you feel frustrated and tired and don't want anything to do with them anymore or the situation. You've crossed the line when you are losing sleep more than they are. So if this person is telling you all this stuff and you're absorbing it and taking it in and you're super empathetic and you're all involved, and now you are up at night with all this in your head and how you're going to fix it for them and what they should do and going over the choices and the decisions.
And will they do it?
Yes, not good, right? You're thinking about it more than they are. You're trying harder more than they are. You are more invested in this than they are. And they're out there living their life.
Yes, or sleeping like a baby.
Yes.
So that's more of like an emotional ownership. That's not support. A lot of times in what we learn about manifestation and different things like that, they say to cut ties. And they have like
the cord cutting,
like
and
meditations of like cord cutting, and I think that's like a visual to have, or something to actually like cut. And obviously you may not have cords, right? I don't know, but it does feel like that connection, or like that person has like a piece of your energy when you can't disconnect from their life and from their outcomes and things like that. So, and I try to tell myself, I try to have a lot of peace now that people are where they want to be.
True.
Whether it's good or bad, this is what they've chosen and this is where they want to stay.
And when they're ready, if they're ever ready, they'll make a different decision.
Yeah. And if they mention it, like I'll still like see, but if I see that nothing changes, then that tells me that this is where they are, where they are right now. Maybe they're not ready to move into another version. Like they're just not ready, and it's not my place to push them. Like they have their own journey, and I should focus on mine. So what does this look like in business? Very similar, right? We can train, we can coach, we can mentor, we can support, we can really care about people. I think we fall into that trap at work too, where we see potential in people, but sometimes it's really not there, you know? So there's team members sometimes that you've given them all the training you can, all the support you can, candid conversations, which I'm very big on, because I think people deserve that if they want it. And they still don't improve, right? People who just weren't ready to grow or weren't ready to get uncomfortable either, because growth always comes with some discomfort. So what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, you can't care more about someone's success than they do. It's just not... It's not going to do anything for them, and it's not going to do anything for yourself either.
Just going to frustrate you.
Yep. So acceptance is an agreement, right? So acceptance is acknowledging reality and acknowledging where people are right now in their life.
Yeah, you can disagree with somebody's choices and still accept that they are theirs to make, right? Family, friends, team members, adult children. I think when I was younger, that was really hard for me, because I have like I've heard it's like an ADD thing, like a justice thing, like a right or wrong.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me sometimes.
Very black and white in those situations.
Yeah, I've just decided that it's just not my thing. And also when you're trying to find peace and be more relaxed and be more calm, it's not going to happen when you're carrying all this drama and all this stuff from everybody around you. It's just too much. Like each person has enough of their own.
I know I probably frustrated Cathy when we first met and I was in a toxic relationship and I was going back and forth, and she's like, I don't want to know anything about this. Because she was like, this is stupid. Like, I know what you should do. I've told you what you should do. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
And I think I let it go in mentioning things, but I'm also not going to pretend I like this guy. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, no, not going to happen. You can say things and I'll just stay quiet and I will be an ear, but.
So she didn't cut me off, but she still loved and was there for me when I needed her.
But I think because I was in a place where I can disconnect a little bit. Yeah. And I disconnect better now than even then. But if that had been me like as a kid.
Oh yeah. We probably would not be friends. She would have been like, go away.
I had a friend. Actually, her name was.
Don't say Melissa.
It was. It was.
You just were, you were meant to have a Melissa in your life.
I had a lot of Melissas. It's very strange. Like best friends, like a lot around the years. There's like, I think there was like 4.
Meant to be?
Yes. And there was one when I was really young that was in such a toxic relationship, and it was like a little bit abusive. And I after a certain amount of time, I actually had to cut the friendship because it was damaging to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's draining.
Yeah, and that's maybe not right, but that's where I was at that time where I couldn't disconnect it, right? So some things that I ask myself now, like, did they even ask for my help? Because I feel like it's my duty to help people, but they may not want it. So did they ask for my help? Did they ask for my opinion? Are they taking any action at all, right? Because it may not be perfect, like I struggle a lot with health, and I think I have that. Like I want this, but I don't do this. So, but are they trying at all, or is it like nothing at all, And am I more invested than they are in that situation? Is it bothering me more than it is them? I even ask people a little bit now, like, do you want my honest opinion, or do you
just want me to listen?
Yeah.
That's what I've started doing that a lot, especially even with like my daughter. She'll be talking to me or complaining about something, and I'm like, wait, do you want me to give you my opinion, or do you just want me to sit here and listen to you? And she'll tell me like, just listen, or she'll be like, no, you can give your opinion. And it's helped our relationship.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm there and I'm like, I want to say so many things, but then she's not ready to hear any of it, So.
It's a weird thing for me, because I know it's common with women too. Like guys say that they need to ask that. I've seen that a lot, that like they should ask their spouse, like, or their partner, like, do you want me to listen, or do you want me to help? I don't know. Like, I want the opinion. It doesn't mean I'm going to take it, because we might have different values or goals or whatever, but I do want it. So I don't know. I think I'm in the middle.
Paul has asked me a couple of times, usually when I'm venting about like a family thing or something like that. And most of the time I'm just like, I just want you to listen. Like, I don't want you to give me, because I already know what the answer is. I just can't make that decision right now. So I just need to vent to you. Yeah. And I just need you to listen to me. And at some point I will make the decision, and I know what it is, but right now it's just,
okay, maybe
hear me out.
Maybe there's things where you're stuck, which I have some of things like that, like where you just can't make a change. So you just need to complain a little.
Exactly. But question 3 usually reveals the truth. Am I more emotionally invested than they are? Because a lot of times you are, and they're not ready to make that change. So you need to take a step back.
Yeah.
So healthy support and what that looks like, right? So listening, encouraging, and being available. Those are things that you can do and just be there without having to give your advice and let yourself be drained of the whole thing and the whole scenario.
Yes, so that means not fixing, not saving, and not taking ownership unless somebody really asks you for that help, right?
Yeah.
So that's usually it's self-sacrifice disguised as love. You think that you're loving on the person, but it's hurting your relationship with them, and it's hurting you even more. So what we've learned along the way is you can't want more for someone than they want for themselves, whether it's in life, in career, in relationships. They're the director, they're the conductor. You are a supporting role. You can't pave a path for them. They have to want it and want to go in that direction.
Yeah, everyone has the right to choose their own path. You can't choose it for them. And protecting your energy doesn't make you selfish, right? You have to protect yourself, because if not, you're just going to hurt yourself in the process. So now you're all in the same place.
Yeah. And I feel like the whole cord cutting thing, it's like a little ritual, right? I think you can probably do that in a lot of different ways, however feels good for you. But imagine if you're a person like this that absorbs that.
Yeah.
And then it just starts adding up. It may not even be the people you remember right now. You might be carrying a bunch of them, and then it's just all this emotional stuff you're not even aware of. I feel like cutting that maybe more regularly probably feels more like a relief. And I don't do that enough. I've more worked on like how I disconnect from people, but I think there's old ties that probably stay there that would be good to cut.
Yeah.
So you can deeply, deeply love and care about people and want the best for them without caring their life and their choices, right?
Yes. And remember, protecting your energy is not about caring less. It doesn't mean that you're caring less about someone. It just means that you're carrying less of a burden. So where are you, and I really want you to think about this, where are you carrying something that was never yours to carry? Think about that and, see how maybe you need to change how you deal with that and what your process is.
Yeah. I think I've let go of that a lot. And we had another episode where, I don't know which one it was, but I think we talked about how people react and how people feel things that we might have said, right? That wasn't intended that way. Even that sometimes you have to let go of, because sometimes they're reacting or hearing it or feeling it from their trauma or their situation or where they are in life. And it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And we carry it as like this thing that we now feel guilty for how they feel. But if you really look at it, this person has like a trauma of not feeling enough. So they project that onto you,
Yes.
So that's another area you might want to look at.
Yeah, I've had, my daughter and I have had that conversation a lot too, because she's also very empathetic like Cathy. And I feel like I have empathy and I feel, but I feel like they take it to the extreme,
Empathy
or you used to. Yeah. Like my daughter will cry, or like I will cry at a commercial, like something sad like that. She will carry it for like a week. And I'm like, Victoria, you can't get like this. Like, you have to move on. This is not healthy. So like, even with her friends, I've had to tell her that like, that's their issue. And if they're not going to like listen, you have to let it go.
Yeah. My friends is harder because they're real people, but with the TV, my husband is like, they're actors, right? Or like somebody dies, he's like, he's acting in this other show, right? He's alive. He's very much alive. I'm like, but he's not alive in this show.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, that's how my daughter gets. And like, we would be listening to like the radio and they'd say something sad and then like a sad story, and she would automatically start crying, and then she would ask about it, like, remember what they said? And then she'd bring it up again, and it would be like 3 days later and we're still talking about this. And I'm like, Victoria,
even in business meetings,
not good. Like
whether it's certain coachings or they're saying certain things, even then I get emotional. Not where like I'm bawling, but I'm like,
no one sees.
I feel I used to say, I don't know what the X-Men, I don't know the name, but the one with the glasses.
Yes.
And then it's like this superpower of this like laser, but when he wears the glasses, it's controlled. That's how I used to say empathy was. Like there's like no control of it like at all. And then it's a great superpower, but like I don't have the glasses to control it.
It's so funny because sometimes I talk to Cathy and like we're like she's either telling a story or I'm telling a story, and I see her tearing up, and my daughter does the same thing. Like I'll be like, she'll be telling me a story, and I'm like, are you crying? And she's like, no. Yeah. Like, are you serious? Like it's not even that bad. And she's like, but could you imagine how they feel? And I'm like, oh my Lord.
That's what it is. Like I put myself in that person's shoes. So certain things, even though I'm not experiencing the same thing, the percentage that I experience is already bad.
Yeah. So that's why you got to let it go.
Yeah.
It's theirs to carry, not yours.
I don't know. I haven't figured out the TV one, how to cut that off.
My daughter's is with mostly animals too. Like people, she gets empathy, and she'll like cry and stuff like that. But with animals, oh my Lord, then the tears are like, she's bawling. And I'm like, Victoria,
I avoid movies if there's too much crying.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like, I don't know, I think I needed the release, so I liked some crying movies. But now there's this movie that's on TV now. It's like Voicemails with Isabel.
Oh, I want to see that, but I heard that it's a real tearjerker.
People were crying 8 minutes in. I'm like, no. If regular people are crying 8 minutes in, I'm gonna be. There's movies that have stuck with me because of how intense they were that I recommend to people, but I wouldn't watch again.
You recommend to people and make me watch, and then
they're great.
Horrified.
Like, I can't watch it again. Or like I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and it just became so much I couldn't do it anymore.
You told me that. I was like, are you serious?
Yes. Every episode I would cry. It was either good cry or bad cry, but it was and that's emotionally draining.
It is draining. It is draining. Crying is very draining. Like you feel like you need a nap afterwards.
Yeah, no. Too much.
So I hope this episode was helpful. And if you've noticed your interactions affecting your energy and need a reset, think about that. Make sure you make that change. Our next episode will be on the decisions that quietly change your life. So thanks for listening. And as always, your life, your rules, stay limitless.